This program was made possible in part by the continuing contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.
Little dance move, little sidestep, and that's the Taylor Hill that we've known for the last couple years.
Jones reaches in, gets the rebound, but Taylor can't get the short range shot. Buford with the rebound, and she cleans up the mess. Taisha Smith drives, uses the backboard to sink one. Central will go to the free throw line from here on out. Taylor with the right-handed layup. Keystone Productions proudly presents high school girls basketball. Welcome to Chaska High School, everyone, where we present a tough non-conference game tonight, perhaps one of the best in the state, and certainly the best of this weekend, featuring the Prior Lake Lakers from the Minnesota Conference and the Chaska Hawks from the Lake Conference. All the action is coming up momentarily. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Peden. Glad you could be with us. Tonight's game is quite an interesting one. Prior Lake is coming into tonight at 5-7, and while on paper that might seem they're at a disadvantage, they are ranked 48th in the state in the Max Preps poll, largely because they played a tough non-conference schedule, so they certainly could have an upset potential against the Chaska Hawks. Chaska is ranked 3rd in the state according to the Max Preps poll, come into tonight at 11-2, and off a big win over Bloomington Jefferson, a team that was catching fire in the first half of this season. And Chaska could even make it to the state tournament. This game happens to be a section game. Both these teams are in the same section, so this game will help determine seeding for sectional play, among other things. But Chaska, certainly one of the strong teams to watch in the Lake Conference, despite losing Courtney Boylan to graduation and head coach for 30 years, Bob Downs, to retirement. Speaking of changes, there will be plenty on our side as well. I will not be doing play-by-play or color analyst tonight. Taking those spots will be Nick Storm and Justin Morris from the Minnesota Fury AAU organization. I will be the sideline reporter tonight, so you will see me later on at halftime and at the end of the game. But right now, let's throw it to Nick Storm and Justin Morris for our keys to the game. Take it away.
Well, thanks, Mike. We're ready from Chaska for a non-conference tilt between the Chaska Hawks and, of course, the Prior Lake Lakers. And with me is Nick Storm, director of the Minnesota Fury. And Nick, what are some of the keys of the game for this non-conference game?
Well, Justin, I think the key to the game for Prior Lake is to handle Chaska's pressure. Now, whether that pressure is full court or half court, we will be yet to see. But with Prior Lake not having a main ball handler, those duties are kind of split between Erica Trabing and the Esrich kid. If they can't handle the pressure, then it might be a long game for them.
And certainly not maybe a true point guard, but some very good athletes. If they handle that pressure, maybe they can break it down, get some easy baskets out of it.
That's true, and that leads me to the other key of the game for Prior Lake is they don't really have a second post to defend Degler. They don't have a kid that can come at Degler with her kind of size and athleticism, and so they're really going to need to switch some things up, put some different personnel on her to shut her down, because I mean she's one of their top 2 leading scorers so far this year.
And how about for Chaska? They've gone through some ups and downs this year, some big wins, some losses that scratch your head. What's going to be the key for Chaska today to come out and take care of business on their home floor?
Well, as always, Chaska plays really, really hard, and they play tough defense. A lot of those games they've won, they've held their teams to under 40 points. They're a team that's led by the three big scorers in Tisch and Degler and Brooke Brown. I think one of the keys for them tonight is to shut down Erica Trabing. Erica's a kid that, whether she's scoring or passing the ball, Prior Lake kind of goes as she goes, and so everything kind of runs through her. If they can shut her down, I think it'll help a lot in securing a victory for them tonight.
And maybe Chaska a little deeper in terms of kids that can score the basketball. What else for Chaska?
I think the other thing for Chaska is to keep Megan pulled off the offensive glass. Megan's averaging, I think, around 4 offensive rebounds a game, which is quite a bit from that offensive rebound standpoint. And that's one thing that she's very good at. She's a sneaky kind of kid on that offensive glass, and if they can cut those down, that'll help them out a lot.
Paul, obviously a big, physical, strong kid. It should be a great game from Chaska. We're looking forward to it. Chaska and Prior Lake coming up next.
We now present the starting lineups. We'll begin with the visiting Prior Lake Lakers. The starting 5 for Prior Lake will be Rose White at guard, Tasha Balo at guard, Erica Trabing at guard, Emmy Eskrich at guard, and Megan Pold at center. Megan Pold, the only Prior Lake player to average double digits in scoring and rebounding. The starting five for Chaska will be Tiffany VanHaaften, a guard and forward, Mia Sandstrom at forward, Brooke Brown at guard, Ellen Dagler at forward and center, and Brianna Tisch at center.
Prior Lake, of course, wearing the road white, Chaska the home purple. The ref's set, the coaches are set, players are set, and here we go. The tip from Chaska. It'll be tipped up, it'll actually go up twice, and Chaska will control it. They'll get it to Brooke Brown on the left side. VanHaaften with it. And here Chaska looking to set up their offense. Look to get it to Tisch early, and now it'll be a turnover and over and back. Chaska looking to get it to Tisch early, Nick, on the first possession. And turnover on a pass to Dengler there.
Yeah, they are, and as you like to see, you know, Prior Lake's going to the floor early here for that ball when it's over and back call, so they're ready to go.
20 seconds in. 0-0. Prior Lake now on the offensive side, looking to get it to Pold. Over to Eskrich. Eskrich will kick it, play a little bit. Now on a cut, down the lane, off glass, missed the basket. Rebound will go to Tisch, and now she threw it away. It'll be stolen by Traving. Pull up from 10 is Pold, and she makes it. 2-0.
She's really good from that mid-range jump shot.
Back the other way comes Chaska now. On the drive, baseline drive, nothing doing, blocked by Pold. Pold the rebound, she'll go to Traving. Traving right side extended, looking to bring it up the floor. Now they'll enter it back to the right corner, back up to Traving. Prior Lake looking to set things up here with Traving, seemingly running the point guard position.
We got a man-to-man look, Justin, here so far for both squads. Not as much pressure as we expected from Chaska early.
And you see Prior Lake trying to pound the ball inside, looking for Pold, knocked away by Tisch. Tisch and Pold battling early, two tremendous post players. Pold just a sophomore and Tisch a junior. Inbound play, looking for Traving. Traving against a little bit of a zone look, 2-3 zone. Now they go to the corner, here's White. White a three, bang. She hits it, and it's 5-0 Prior Lake.
She's their leading scorer from on the arc this year, Justin, and if she gets going, wow, you better watch out.
5-0 Prior Lake early. They'll enter to Tisch. Tisch on the baseline, pull up from 6, and she buries it. 5-2. Prior Lake will bring it back up. Traving running things again. 5-2 Prior Lake. Traving top. Driving in, pull up off 8 foot, missed the shot. Rebound tipped aside. It'll stay Prior Lake ball.
As we talked about before the game, we would have a couple different looks from the point guard position for Prior Lake. Looks like Traving was handling at that time. It'll be Eskrich this time.
And Eskrich, kind of a 2-3. Traving plays more of kind of a 2-guard, handling the point guard duties. Here's Eskrich, top of the 3-point circle. Ball's dead. Now they'll look to get it back to Traving. Traving will control it at the volleyball line. Bringing it back in now. 3-point circle. Looking for a high pick from Pold. Pull up from 8. Shot missed. No foul.
I wonder if that was partially blocked.
It'll go to Brooke Brown now. Brooke Brown up the left side. Little crossover dribble. Pull it into the middle. And they're going to call body on the floor. We'll see if they give it to Traving. They will. They're calling Traving for a hand check or maybe a little body on Brooke Brown. Brown goes strong to that right hand.
Look here for maybe an inbounds play with VanHaaften coming back.
Instead, it's Dengler. Dengler just outside of the lane line from about 7 feet, and it's 5-4. Chaska comes right back after a 5-0 start by Prior Lake. Ball dead up top from Eskrich. Gets back to Traving. I believe that's her cousin, Nick. Traving and Eskrich, the family affair in Prior Lake. Eskrich backing down, looks for White underneath. White had a wide open layup, passes it out, kick out Traving. That's a 3, that'll miss. Long rebound controlled by Prior Lake, tipped aside, it'll stay Prior Lake ball.
Traving's been cold thus far, Justin. She's usually one of those kids that if she gets into the lane there, right around that elbow, she's usually money.
And Erica Travian, of course, talented sophomore guard, had an injury about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and has bounced back well. And really has a lot of potential. Eshridge backing in. Now back to the top to Travian. Travian a high screen from Eshridge to pull to the short corner. And Prior Lake looking to set something up. Man-to-man defense we see from Chaska. Here's a three-point look from Emmy Eshridge. That's off. Rebound controlled to Chaska.
And looks like we missed a substitution, Justin. Looks like we have a pair of Eshridges in the game right now.
And that would be younger sister Alyssa Eshridge, a talented young lady. Shot missed by Chaska. Rebound goes to Prior Lake. Stolen by Tisch. And now she misses. Rebound to the younger Eshridge. That's Alyssa. Right side crossover dribble. Travian at the circle. And they're going to get body underneath.
Early on, they're really calling these hand checks tight. You have to wonder, Justin, that's got to be to Prior Lake's advantage as we go, as Chaska's just a lot more physical and up in your face on defense.
And the foul goes to Mia Sandstrom, the senior. Her first on the team for Chaska. And Prior Lake has trouble getting it in out of the inbounds, and they're going to call a travel on Travian. A little bit of a 2-3 zone look there out of the inbounds for Chaska, Nick. And Sam Bornman will check in, the senior, for Brianna Tisch, the junior. Sam Bornman, they'll move it to a bit of a post player here. She can play the post, she can play a little bit of wing. Chaska bring it up, left side Brown, they'll enter to Dengler. Relocation for Brown, a three-point look, that'll miss, long rebound, who's gonna get to it? It'll be Prior Lake. Pulled ahead to Eshridge, nothing doing, tipped and stolen by VanHaaften, but VanHaften's out of bounds.
An interesting thing, Justin, down there on defense for Prior Lake, they have pulled in the game, but they don't have her on Degler. They're letting the freshman on Degler here, even with Tisch out of the game.
2-3 zone by Chaska again. They'll enter the pull of this short corner. She'll miss it, get her own rebound, and miss it again. And now a hand check 90 feet from the basket. Looks like that's going to go on 31. Alyssa Eshridge. And Nick, against that 2-3 zone, you've got to expect Prior Lake to attack the high post and the short corner. Chaska looking to set things up against the man-to-man. Driving in is Brown, leans off balance, shot missed, rebound Dengler, the putback, and she scores it. And coming in front of us, Nick, here in Chaska is Courtney Boylan, the Michigan Wolverine. Driving in Eshridge. She'll pull up and lay it off, glassing in. 7-6 Prior Lake.
In conference play thus far, I haven't seen how Boylan's been doing, but I saw she was putting up some pretty big numbers early in the season.
Three-point look from Bornman. Missed the shot. Rebound will go to Prior Lake. It's stolen underneath by VanHaaften. She'll miss it, though. And now Eshridge will control the rebound, and we'll see if they slow things down. No, they won't. Here's Travian back the other way. Travian a stutter step and a drive. Foul on the floor.
Two to two in fouls here, Justin. I don't know if that can be right. It seems like we've had a heck of a lot more whistles than that.
And the two teams have got up and down here early, but it's been a physical affair. Travian off of the bounce, looking to get it to Pold. Nothing doing, and a turnover. Back the other way is Chaska, and running things now is Taylor Brown. That'll be the sister of Brooke Brown, looking to push things the other way. The senior gets the ball deflected and knocked out of bounds.
Really is a family affair here, Justin, for both sides.
We've got families all over the place, Chaska and Prior Lake. Still seeing that man-to-man defense by Prior Lake. Dropping to the ball level. Now the ball will come out to the top with Bornman. Looking to swing the basketball is Chaska. Brown back to the top of the three-point circle, guarded by Eshridge. Now Eshridge, Alyssa Eshridge that is, on Bornman. They'll swing the ball back to the right side to Brown. Good ball movement, and we'll get a kick on Megan Pohl. 12:36 to go here in the first half at Chaska. 7-6, the Prior Lake Lakers, the visiting Prior Lake Lakers, lead it, Nick. Inbound to Brown, swing it to Bornman. Bornman top of the three-point circle, looking to come back to the top. Good defense here And the man-to-man set by Prior Lake. Everybody closing out well, staying big, staying active. Ball to the right side, driving in from the right side. And looking to dish, nothing doing. And that was Sandstrom looking to dish and drive. And nothing for Chaska on that possession. Looked to get it to Alex Hoff, they couldn't.
And Justin, coming in, we expected Chaska to be up in your face on defense, and I haven't seen Prior Lake yet this year, but it's been surprising how good they've been on defense as well.
Dribble drive attack by Treby, knocked away by Brown. They'll say last touch by Brown. Prior Lake ball. Prior Lake ball underneath. And they'll go right from the corner, the freshman Alyssa Estrich to inbound. Guarded tightly by Sam Borman. To the top comes Prior Lake. They go to Kaylee Anderson, first time we mentioned her, and then back to Treving. Treving, ball dead, up to Estrich. Estrich will enter the pull. She gets doubled down there, and it's stolen by Taylor Brown. The speedy Taylor Brown back the other way. Kick out to Sister Brooke Brown. Now Sam Borman in the corner. Borman back to Brown. They'll swing the basketball. Now they'll bring it back to Borman. Brooke Brown at the right circle. Over to Taylor Brown. Enter on the block to Tisch. They bring the double. Kick out Brooke Brown. Back to Taylor Brown. Taylor Brown a three. That's off. Rebound to Pulled. And a foul underneath to Brianna Tisch.
Thus far, we've seen Pulled kind of control the boards on both ends. They've been unable to keep her off of the offensive glass at times. Now, it hasn't resulted in too many points here for Prior Lake so far because they've had some missed bunnies inside, but you got to wonder if that's going to keep being a factor.
Little full court pressure denying Treving the ball was Brooke Brown. And Prior Lake says, that's fine. We'll bring it up with Kaylee Anderson. Now White harassed in the corner by Taylor Brown. They'll get it to Pulled at the elbow, extended. Pull will put it on the deck. Looking to get it to Treving. Treving will come get it on the handoff. Up at the right side. They'll go to Anderson. Anderson on the right side. Back to Treving. Not a whole lot of movement here in the Prior Lake offense. And now an offensive foul on Pulled as she's battling for position with Tisch.
Did they get her for a push-off on that lob? Because I didn't see that. Did you catch that?
You know, it's physical in there, Nick, and certainly these refs calling stuff early. Pulled and Tisch, both big, strong, physical kids. They're going to be battling all night. It'll be interesting to see if they call it that tightly because we may not see the two of them battle for very much longer if they're going to keep calling it that tight. Right side drive by Chaska. Pull up off balance, and the shot is made for Chaska. That's Alex Hoff, a senior. Baseline runner. She made it. And back the other way, a hand check on Brooke Brown.
This is getting a little out of hand. I mean, I understand the rules on the hand checks, but that's a foul that doesn't need to be called. That's not hurting Prior Lake at all in their offense.
And we talk about creating a competitive advantage, and did it? I don't know. 10:45 to go here, and the pace has been slowed down a little bit by the whistles. Looking to enter to Alyssa Estrich, the freshman, and stolen away by Tisch, and
wow.
Yet they let that play. Back the other way is Taylor Brown. Taylor Brown, little hand check, nothing called there. They will.
There's another one. I guess the one thing that you can say about this crew, Justin, is they've been consistent.
We'll go 4 low for Chaska out of the inbound. Cross screen for Borman. Maybe the lob. Yep, there's a lob. Borman will get it to the point guard's hand to Brooke Brown. Brooke Brown pull up from the elbow. 12 feet. She'll make it. 10-7. Brooke Brown, one of the talented point guards in that junior class across the state of Minnesota. A lot of talented point guards, Nick. Obviously, Shaquila Bowler, who's verbal to the University of Minnesota, and Rachel Hansen, Kika Greenlee. If you want to put Amisha Kearney into that mix, Brooke Brown into that mix, a lot of good junior point guards in the state of Minnesota.
There are, Justin. Who do you like as the top one after Boiler? Because obviously that's the easy one. She's going to the U. But when we get past that, who do you like?
Well, Rachel Hansen I like. Certainly I've coached her. I've coached Brooke Brown as well, and she does a nice job. I think they're both two of the elite point guards. Prior Lake looking to enter it. They'll go high-low. Alyssa Estrich, kick out to Pulled, and Pulled from the short corner is true, and it's 10-9.
And for some reason, Justin, it doesn't surprise me that you chose Rachel Hansen as your pick there. Rachel, of course, with her 1,000th point a couple weeks ago here, just halfway through her junior year, she's putting up some big numbers and having a great year at Minnehaha.
We get a little high screen and roll there, Nick, with Brooke Brown looking to enter to Tisch. Tisch with a nice catch in the lane. tries to finish, she gets fouled, and it'll go to line. And the first one is silky smooth. And Tisch is a kid that a lot of people have liked for a long time since she came up in the traveling system in Chaska. Plays a lot of summer ball. She plays with that Metro Stars AAU basketball team. And she's a kid that's a hard worker, always looking to get better.
Yeah, Justin, as we've talked to a lot of those mid-major college programs, her name is a name that comes up a lot when we're talking to those people.
Makes the first, misses the second. Back the other way is Prior Lake quickly. Eschrich to the top to pull the pump fake. Now kick out White. White a three, that's off. Rebound control to Prior Lake. Missed the rebound, battle for inside. It'll go to Brooke Brown. That was Paige Foster who put up the shot for Prior Lake, Nick. Brooke Brown right side, guarded by Eschrich tightly. To Dengler at the top of the right circle. Ball tipped aside to Hoff. It'll come to Brown now. Brown harassed by Traving. Looks to dump it down. She dumps it down to Tisch. Tisch misses it, and a foul underneath.
Justin, as we've watched Brooke Brown play, and we have a lot over the past few years, one thing I can say about her that we've seen early in this game is she likes to go right all the way to the basket, but if she goes left, which she does often, she likes that little pull-up from the elbow.
And Brooke's certainly known for her defense, always working on her offense, always working to get better on her offense, a good kid. Checking in will be Tiffany VanHaaften, kid that you know well, Nick. Tiffany's got a lot of upside.
Tiffany does. She's been a great shooter for us. She, of course, has played for our basketball program in the summer the past 3 years. We'll actually be attending, I believe, Bemidji to go play soccer. Is that right, Justin?
Back the other way comes Prior Lake. First one made by Tisch, second one missed, and now Prior Lake will come right back in and enter to Pold on the block. So both teams trying to establish an inside presence. Tisch on one end, Pold on the other end. Inbound to Pold. Back to the top to Foster. And Foster with an errant pass, looking to get it to Amy Eschrich. Amy Eschrich, Nick, is a kid that I like a lot, being 5'10", being a guard.
Yeah, Justin, she can sure handle the basketball pretty well, and she's a kid that gets out into transition and can really use that length and height to be able to get to the basket.
And right now, Nick, Courtney Boylan being recognized by the Chaska crowd.
She, of course, was your Miss Basketball Award winner last year in Minnesota.
And the PA announcer here at Chaska talking about how Courtney and her Michigan Wolverine squad will be at Williams Arena to take on Pam Borton's University of Minnesota Golden Gophers, who just knocked off the number 15 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes at Ohio State. Nick.
A big statement win for them. When we're in when we're in NCAA tournament time and they're picking those seedings, that one is going to come up for sure, Justin, when they're talking about the Gophers.
I think they are. How about a 2-3 zone from Prior Lake? Right back at you. Here's Brooke Brown to Taylor Brown. Tipped. Another tip by Prior Lake.
Yeah, Justin, and the tip thing is a big thing with me. I do track tips in the game that I coach. Well, I don't myself, but I have somebody do it. It's a stat that's not tracked by a lot of people. Tubby Smith tracks it. I think it really helps disrupt people's offenses.
Stole my thunder there, partner. I was going right to it. Tubby Smith, the University of Minnesota, tracks tips, and he believes that's a thing where if you get a tip, 50-50 shot, you come up with the ball. And Foster looks to get it to Trabing off of a screen. The pass is errant. It's high. Trabing can't pull it down. And we'll see if they come back to the 2-3 again. They will.
And we do have this 2-3 look, Justin, for Prior Lake, but it's not really your run-of-the-mill 2-3 that's sagging back trying to force Chaska to make shots. It's up-in-your-face 2-3 zone.
And they're extending that 2-3 high. The wing and the guard both extending very, very high. And that you see right there, Tiffany VanHaaften attacked in the short corner. Can't get it to go, rebound to Pold. But they're leaving that short corner and that ball side corner wide open when they extended so high. Here's Trabing a three. Switch.
Don't want to let her get going, Justin. Chaska could be in trouble.
Nothing but the bottom of the net from Erica Traven. It was bottoms up. 12 all from Chaska. Brooke Brown swing the ball. Taylor Brown. And here's Traven up top now. Traven a steal. She'll go on the floor. It's wrestled for. And we'll see if we get a jump ball. We will now. And Erica Traven, Nick, read the passing lane, jumped the passing lane, got a hand on the ball, and creates a jump ball situation. Her and Brooke Brown both go to the floor for it.
There's a kid with quick hands and quick feet, and when you combine that with the ability to read a pass like she can, you're awful dangerous playing defense.
Little double high screen. Now they'll roll Poe to the block. Can't get it. Estrich up top will grab it. Looking for Sister Estrich. Here's Emmy. Dead ball. Looking for Traven. Now Emmy will come back and try to set a screen. Nothing doing. Ball tipped aside. Controlled by White. White guarded heavily by Brown, and they can't enter to pull. And I tell you, Nick, there has been a lot of errant passes here on the Prior Lake side, looking to get it to kids, and it seems like the throws are all going high.
They are. I think they must work a lot in practice about, you know, if you're in trouble, get the ball to Megan Poole, because she's wily down there, Justin. She can find a way to grab it.
Well, and I think they're working on that lob pass, looking to get it to Poole, but right now they just haven't been able to. A little zone pressure by Prior Lake. Back the other way. Brooke Brown pull up off of the bounce. Straight up is pulled, and a block shot. Inbounds play underneath. 12-12, 6.5 to play. Brooke Brown with a pump fake, tried to drive baseline, got blocked by Poole. Now Brown a three. That'll miss. Rebound attack by VanHaaften. VanHaaften, a multi-sport athlete. You see the athleticism there. Back to the top to VanHaaften. 2-3 zone look. Looking for Brown. Swing the basketball. They're not looking to that high post. Now they do. They get it down. The ball's tipped. It'll go to Tisch. Tisch from 12. Missed the shot. Fought for underneath. Prior Lake ball.
In that 2-3 zone, VanHaaften is a kid that Prior Lake is going to need to know where she is at all times, because she will nail that three.
And Nick, you know, I'm surprised they don't do more high-low out of that 2-3 zone. Looking for their bigs with Tisch and Dengler. A steal on a little bit of maybe a diamond press. Now Brooke Brown, she'll line up a three and she'll hit it. 15-12. Back the other way, pressure again. Ball goes to the floor and a jump ball.
So 2 steals in a row with that diamond press. Chaska's taking advantage of the fact that Prior Lake doesn't have that true point guard to kind of take charge, and you got kids that aren't used to playing it, but they're doing a pretty good job so far.
And you got to wonder with these refs, as Dengler drives in and is fouled, they didn't let much go early. That is, excuse me, they called the hand checks early, and now Chaska's setting up a little bit of pressure, and they're kind of letting them play. So, do we find the level of consistency as we move towards the second half?
Well, Justin, and I haven't officiated very many games, but you have to think that when you come into a game, you're thinking about, as an official, you're thinking about the rules and kind of the focuses that the State High School League gives you at the beginning of each year, one of those being that hand check foul, and you're thinking about that. But as you get into playing and as you get into a zone, you kind of seem to, they seem to let the kids play a little bit more once you get into the basketball game. And
a third foul to Alyssa Estrich, the true freshman. That will be an interesting one as we move forward. And so the pressure creates another turnover. And that's an unforced turnover by Prior Lake right there. The ball coming in, and they just, but it's the pressure of Chaska that creates it. A timeout to Prior Lake. 16-12, Chaska leads it. 5:47 to play. And we'll see what they drop out of this timeout to handle some of that pressure, Nick.
We will, Justin. Let's send it to Mike. He had some interviews before the game here, and we'll let him go to one of those. So here we go.
I'm joined by Tara Seifert, head coach of the Chaska Hawks. And Tara, you made a big transitional phase from last season. Last year you were co-head coach with Bob Downs, who is now retired. So how has the transition been going solo this season?
It's been good. It was different from last season, but it was helpful working with Bob, and he did such a tremendous job with the program that I feel really blessed coming into such a traditionally strong basketball program. And we had a great season last year and had 3 returning starters, so I was very fortunate to come into a program that had a lot of talent coming back.
What elements of his coaching style have you applied to the team now that you're the sole head coach?
Bob has always been such a positive person, so I think there's always been such a positive atmosphere around the program, and I certainly wanted to try to maintain that, as well as really coaching an up-tempo style of game and just a lot of hustle. And so those are things that I think our team has continued to do very well. And like I said, you want the kids to have fun. It's high school basketball, and so that's something that's really important to us.
Well, I know the team currently has 11 reasons to be optimistic. They are 11-2, coming off a big win over Jefferson last night, a team that was catching fire and leading the Lake Conference. So what does this game mean tonight? I know it's a section game, so what does this game mean for you? I know it won't affect the Lake Conference standings, but just coming in, playing a team that may have a potential for an upset.
You know, they're always a tough team. That's why we keep them on our schedule. Paul Larson does a phenomenal job with the team. They're an aggressive team. They are in our section, so it obviously helps us to play them head-to-head. If we can come out with a win, that may give us the upper hand in the section play.
Talk about your team for a little bit, because I looked at the stat sheet. There are 3 of your starters are averaging double figures in scoring, but there really isn't one dominant go-to player. Chaska seems to be a team that prefers a balanced attack. So what does that do for the team, and how does that affect the opponents? Because when you've got a balanced team, it can be hard to stop one threat.
Yeah, I think that's helped us a tremendous amount. That any given night, we have a number of kids that can step up and score. But we've had a lot of consistency both on the inside and out as far as scoring. So I think if I was a different coach watching us, I'm not sure who I would key on, because there's a lot of players that have potential. And we have a very unselfish team, which has been a tremendous help this year as far as the kids being willing to pass the ball and hit the open player when we needed them to.
Now, you've talked about the things you took from Bob Downs' style when you're coaching on the court. What do you look to pass on to your players when they go off the court and then when they graduate and move on to college basketball or just somewhere else in the college career?
I just think there's a ton of life lessons for all high school kids to learn from basketball. You deal with teamwork, working together as a team, communication, being there for each other, so you have a tremendous support system. Just a lot of life lessons that you learn how to lose, you learn how to win, bounce back if there are losses. So I think the biggest thing I try to really preach is teamwork, being there for each other, and staying positive together.
All right, thank you for taking the time to speak with us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Tara Seifert of Chaska.
Scorer's table guys right on top of it. Doing a nice job. The refs communicating well. And we've gone to this 3-person reffing crew the last couple of years, Nick. It seems like they've done that to cover more space on the floor. But they've got to keep communicating. And now we'll have the 7th foul on a hand check, and they will shoot 1-1.
With 4 minutes left, you have to expect Chaska to keep up that pressure, and this is going to be a key 4 minutes for Prior Lake. If they can break that press, get the ball to the middle, get some layups off that press, they can bust this game, you know, into a 1 or 2 point game by halftime. They'll be sitting in really, really good shape.
And Tasha Bello will knock down the first for Prior Lake. Just up to the line for the second. Front rim, back rim, and off on the second one. She misses it, and a full court press look from Prior Lake. Now they'll scramble and recover. A little bit of run and jump maybe on that pressure there. The old North Carolina Dean Smith way. Back the other way is Chaska. Chaska to the top is VanHaaften. Into a man-to-man look for Prior Lake. Samantha Borman looking to post enter to Dengler, and we'll get a kick. And Borman, Nick, stepping out on the perimeter there. She's also a kid that, you know, we coached her when she was younger, and she played a little bit of post for us when she's younger. So she's a versatile kid for Chaska.
She is. In Chaska's game against Apple Valley here a couple weeks ago, she hit 2 big threes in that win. So she can go inside, she can go outside, she can hit that 3, she can hit that mid-range jump shot.
Enter to Dengler. She misses it. VanHaaften on the drive, and she'll get a travel call. But VanHaaften, you know, frustrated with that, but she did a great job of getting on the offensive glass and getting a rebound. That's the second time I've seen that kid go up and get an offensive rebound.
It is, and you got to wonder about that bump there, though. I mean, they're calling that hand check. What about the bump? That was an awful nice play by Tiffany.
Megan Pohl will keep her pivot foot alive and pull back from 8. She misses the shot. Going to the floor for loose ball is Prior Lake. And are we going to get a hand check underneath? We're going to get a hand check underneath that will send, I think they're going to send Emmy Eshrich to the free throw line.
And I'm being awful hard on the officials, Justin. I think I'm used to sitting on the bench down there coaching the game. It's what we do down there, you know?
And let's reiterate that these refs are doing a great job. First one from Eschrich is true. And makes it 18-14. And the refs, of course, you know, always criticize, but it's a tough job that they've got down there.
It is. I don't want that job.
We can always second guess them. Second one will go down for Eschrich. Full court pressure. We'll see if they trap. They don't. Bring it up the sideline out of Borman. Borman bumped a little bit. Pold traps it on a dead ball situation. And a timeout to Chaska. They'll go to first-year head coach Tara Seifert, who replaces Bob Downs. We'll see if we've got an interview for Mike down there before the game. Mike, I know you had a chance to meet up with some of the players and coaches. What do you have for us?
I'm here with Prior Lake head coach Paul Larson. And Paul, your team coming into tonight at 5-7, but you said that your team is faring a lot better than where they were a season ago. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, we have a new team this year. We have we lost some seniors from last year, and our competition has been good this year, real good as compared, you know, like last year. But we're able to put the ball in the basket a little bit, and we've gotten some W's from it, and that has helped a lot.
And tell me a little bit about those W's, because again, you're at 5-7, but you're ranked 48th in the state in the Max Preps poll, which indicates that Prior Lake is certainly not a pushover team. So what will the Lakers bring tonight that could surprise a few folks, especially over at Chaska?
When we played Chaska last year in the section game on this floor, we played really good defense last year, and we're going to have to bring that tonight. We're going to have to play good D because we know that they're very talented offensively. Offensively for us, we're going to have to match them scoring-wise, and some kids are going to have to put the ball in the basket tonight.
And talk to us a little more about how playing Chaska will help you later on in the season as you play in the Minnesota Conference and look to potentially usurp New Prague, the favorite to win the conference title, because I know both your team and New Prague have played a lot of tough non-conference opponents.
Well, with Chaska, you know, it's a section game for us, so that's a big thing for us. We need to come out and play well tonight. It helps in the seeding down the road. And obviously with Chaska too, you know, we've been playing a lot of the really good schools, and that has really helped our kids gain some confidence in knowing that they can play with those kids. We know New Prague hasn't lost for 27 games in the conference, so someone is going to have to really play well tonight or this year to get them off of that, because they have everybody back. But this will be a good game for us to get ready for them on Tuesday.
And what else do you hope to pass on to your players? I know you like to rack up the wins and you would like to go to the conference and get to state and things like that, but what are some things as a coach that you also want to pass on to your team that they can use after they graduate or even off the court?
Well, we talk about team all the time, and that is, you know, making the extra pass, saying the positives to each other all the time. We work really hard on that, trying to get the kids to buy into team, and that's one thing. And the other thing I think we talk about and stress a lot is playing hard, and hopefully we're going to come out and play hard tonight.
Well, we'll see what happens tonight, but I imagine your team looks like they're ready to play hard, so good luck tonight against Chaska, and well, good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Once again, Paul Larson, head coach of Prior Lake.
And Sam Borman will make you pay from three-point range. Pulled back the other way. Get it to Eschrich. Eschrich down to Traven, calling for it. They double Traven. Eschrich a three, that's off. Rebound to Dengler. And now flying is Chaska. Back the other way. A layup opportunity is missed. A rebound is missed. And a foul is called.
Prior Lake really needs to do a better job of boxing out down here. I mean, that was a tough one because it's a transition opportunity and it's tough to get a body on people, but the second chances are really killing them here late in this first half.
Nick, you talk about the difficulty of getting down court to box somebody out in transition. But basically just a leak out for Chaska. But a good hustle play by Samantha Bornman, the senior, getting down court, getting the rebound. And Samantha Bornman's a kid, you know, unlike Brooke Brown and unlike Tiffany VanHaaften and unlike Tisch, that didn't get to play early in her career at Chaska, but has stuck with it and now gets some time as a senior.
She has, and she's been coming off the bench and playing really, really well for them. She's been a big key in a lot of their victories.
Checking into the game was Brianna Tisch, who we talked about. She comes in, and instant offense. How about that? Here's a full court press again, speeding up the game. Travian will get it to the middle, break the press, pull up from 12 feet, cash.
That's her shot.
Man.
She may be, however, only the second best person at that shot in the building, Justin. Who would be the first?
That would probably be Courtney Boylan, who's in the building. She's a Michigan kid. Here's Brooke Brown slicing and dicing through traffic. Misses the shot. Tries to get her own rebound, and it's tipped away. And Erica Travian, Nick, I mean, she went through 3 kids, pulled up from the elbow, and nothing but the bottom of the net on a pull-up jumper. That's a shot you don't see a lot of times from girls at this age.
A lot of people say that that's the lost art in basketball.
Here's a full court press break by Prior Lake. They can't convert, though, and we'll drop back into a half-court set. Right circle, ball dead. Now go to Pole. Pole dribbling up there. You gotta wonder what they're doing. Now they get it to Eschrich. Eschrich to Travian. 2-3 zone look. They got to read and recognize. Travian to the top of the three-point circle, looking to drive in. Get it to Eschrich. Eschrich a 3. That's off. Looking to get on the offensive glass. Taylor Brown controls it at the 1-minute mark. Here's Dengler. Dengler dribble in from 10 feet. And Dengler knocks it down.
She's another kid, like you were talking about Borman, that hasn't seen a ton of time coming up. She actually didn't play last year until they had a kid quit around Christmas time and really stepped up and helped them late in the season and into that state tournament run last season.
Anderson the other way, front rim, back rim and in. 25-21, 30 seconds to play. Short quarter to Dengler. Samantha Borman from a high post. She'll miss it. And no outlet for Prior Lake. Taylor Brown worked for it. And she gets the steal.
They'd been doing so good on that press break, and it just broke down right there. If they would have kept turning the ball over like they did before, you know, we would see a 10-point game, but they're really doing a great job.
And, Nick, the frustrating thing for Prior Lake there has got to be they get the rebound. They've got 4 kids around the basketball as Brown shoots. Brown makes the first. They've got 4 kids around the basketball, but nobody calling for the outlet. And so the ball kind of is just tossed aside, and Brooke Brown, a nice heads-up hustle play.
Taylor Brown,
excuse me. That'd be the older sister.
Too many sisters in this game for us to keep up with.
Too many Browns.
Sisters, cousins, neighbors.
Here's Eschrich. Eschrich top of the three-point circle. Now to Travian. Travian top of the three-point circle. Ball's dead. They'll go to Eschrich. Eschrich beats Dengler off of the bounce. Pulls up from 6. Missed the shot. Rebound to Pulled. The putback. And she gets fouled. And, Nick, you talked about early the keys to the game was could they keep Megan Pulled off the bounce. They've done a nice job, but a little slip up here with 5 seconds left, it's going to cost them.
They did, and as I alluded to before, she had one early that didn't lead to an opportunity for a basket, but this one does, and it could be a huge momentum breaker here going into the halftime.
Pulled is good on the first to make it 27-22. 5 seconds to play from beautiful Chaska, Minnesota.
It's warmed up a little bit, which is good.
Second one missed. Dengler controls it. We'll see if they can get a shot up. Brooke Brown the other way. Slicing through the lane. Nothing doing.
Justin, 5 seconds, and she got down that court really quick. That's the thing that a lot of those college coaches like about her is her quickness.
And 27-22 at halftime. We will send it to the halftime show. Mike's going to take it over. 27-22. An entertaining one from Chaska. Come on back for the second half if you would.
I'm here with a very special guest, 2008 Minnesota Miss Basketball and current Michigan Wolverine Courtney Boylan. Courtney, thank you for joining us.
Oh yeah, it's great. Great to be here. Thank you.
Now describe the experience at Michigan so far, because I know Michigan has come out of nowhere, beating Notre Dame earlier this season, being one of the surprise teams in the Big Ten Conference. So what's the transition like from high school basketball to college?
I would say it's been a huge learning experience is all I can describe the experience as, and it's been really fun. We were able to surprise some teams in the beginning of the season, and now we're in the middle of the Big Ten season, just trying to, tomorrow we're looking to, steal a win from the Gophers, and so I would describe it as a huge learning experience, but it's been awesome. I love learning new things, and it's been great.
And what about the academic transition? I know it's one of the unsung stories about
Yes.
college sports. That
Yes.
There's some people who think athletes have it easy, but from your perspective, and I imagine for many others, that's exactly not the case.
No, I would say it's definitely not the case, and you know, a lot of it can be contributed to learning coordinators and people who help us a lot. But I mean, we're expected to do exactly what the regular college student has to do, and I mean, they keep us on track with a lot of study table hours and everything. But I mean, fitting basketball into classes is, you know, it's hard. It's hard work.
What did you take with you when you graduated from Chaska that you're applying now at Michigan, because you played in the final year of Bob Downs' career? So what are some things you took from your experience here at Chaska to the Wolverines?
I think one of the major things is that's been a big key is just leadership and being a teammate, because we're in a rebuilding process, and I think that, you know, we need to have plenty of leaders on our team as far as Michigan goes, even if, you know, I'm not on the court all the time. You know, being a good leader on the bench, being a good leader in practice, and then when I do step onto the court, bringing a lot of energy. So I think that that's something that I brought from Chaska to the next level.
I'm sure this is no secret for you, but your former teammates will be coming out to support you tomorrow in your game against Minnesota, and I talked to a couple of the players who wished you luck. Is there anything you want to say to them about the college experience? Any advice as they will become graduates soon and some of them will start playing in college that you want to tell your former Hawk teammates?
I would say one major thing is time management. You just have to learn how to manage your time, and be sure just to not get stressed out. Always have fun. That's the main thing. You know, you play basketball for the reason that you started playing basketball, not because you're forced to or because you have to, but because you just love playing the game.
Well, I'm sure you'll have fun tomorrow, and even though all the Golden Gophers fans will probably be cheering against you, I'm sure they and all the Wolverines and everybody else is happy to see you continue your career in Division I basketball.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you
for taking the time to speak with us. Courtney Boylan, Michigan Wolverine.
It should be a wonderful second half from Chaska. We'll see if Chaska comes out in a man-to-man or a zone here. And the starters, I believe, will be the same as they were from the original tip, Nick.
Well, Justin and Nick, I talked to both coaches, and for Chaska, Tara Seifert wants better free throw shooting from her Chaska team. They're shooting just 5 of 10 from the free throw line, and that's helped Prior Lake stay in this game. They also need to work on the rebounding. For Prior Lake, I talked to Paul Larson. He told me they need to put the ball in the basket and play better defensively, because Chaska got out to a 6-0 run midway through the first half, which has given them a little bit of a cushion, although certainly not insurmountable. Both teams with a lot of work cut out for them. Nick and Justin, back to you.
For Chaska, saying that we need to get our big post some more touches.
And conversely, they entered it to Tisch at the high post, not necessarily in the block where she probably feels more comfortable. And they get travel. A back door to Pold, and Pold misses the bunny. Back the other way, Brooke Brown, left-handed dribble on the left side. She'll cut through. Now they get it back to Tisch at the high post. A cutting VanHaaften is pushed underneath.
And I got to stick up for Megan Pold on that, Justin. When you say bunny, bunnies are supposed to be easy. That wasn't exactly easy. She had to kind of come, reverse it, throw it up over her shoulder. That was a tough look.
I'm with you, Nick. And when I said bunny, you know, it was underneath. It was about a full footer, but maybe a 2-footer, but it wasn't a bunny. It wasn't one that you expect to make by any means. Pold's fronts Tisch. The ball goes to the floor. It's kicked around. Eschritz gets it. Leaking is Rose White up the lane, and she's fouled by Brooke Brown. And we saw Chaska leak a little bit earlier in that first half on a fast break. Now we see Rose White get out in transition. And what a great outlet pass from Emmy Eschritz.
It was, and all started by that big-time defense by Megan Pold. We're only a minute in, but Megan Pold has been big time so far in that minute, and it's helped this game. They've trimmed to 3 now.
And we're a minute in, and Coach Seifert's already taken a timeout to talk about things for Chaska here as the leads cut to 27-24, and Prior Lake going to the free throw line. So Rose White will step to the line for 2 shots. (27-24) as we talked about. It'll be the second personal on Brooke Brown. To the line is White. She makes the first. And she got the roll there, Nick.
She did, and thinking about one thing here, one of our big keys to the game for Prior Lake was to shut down Degler, and they've done a wonderful job so far with the different kids that they've thrown at her.
Full court press from Prior Lake. Back the other way. Looking to push on Brown. Brown using the left hand effectively. And now kind of a kamikaze scrabble defense looking to trap, and they'll match back up on it. It'll be Prior Lake. Enter it to Tisch on the block. Tisch drops step now to the middle. Miss it with an air ball. Rebound on the offensive glass to Brooke Brown.
Chaska's guards have definitely done a great job on that glass.
VanHaaften a three is cash.
Can't leave her open.
30-26. Tiffany VanHaaften, nothing but the bottom of the net on a three. How about right back at you for Prior Lake? It'll be Balo on a two-point shot.
She says, I'll see your three and give you two.
Little high-stakes game of poker. They're going the wrong way. Back the other way, VanHaaften. Three-point circle. Still up top to Brown. They'll enter to Tisch. And wow, they're going to get body from the other side. The senior ref of the three makes the call.
Justin, if you let Brianna Tisch catch the ball that deep into the lane and on the block, in that case in the middle, right under the basket, she's going to score or get fouled every single time. And thus far, Megan Pold has done a great job at pushing her out and not letting her catch it deep, but the second half, that seems to be something that Chaska's gone to. We need to get the ball deep into Tisch.
Tisch makes the first, misses the second. And as you talk about, Nick, it's that post, staying big, making your numbers available is what we talk about in coaching. Make your numbers available and give that kid a target to give the basketball to. Tisch has done that early and she's been rewarded.
And she gets so low, Justin, that it's hard to be as strong as she is when she's that low.
And a backdoor cut for Prior Lake. Will get a basket converted, and now a full court pressure. Foul on Trabing. And I think it was Eshridge finding Anderson on the back door there to get the little bunny. 31-30, 15 and a half to play.
Actually, I think that was Tasha Ballo scoring that basket.
It was Ballo. Here we go. Now looking to get it in is Chaska. They'll go to Tisch on the short corner, and Tisch will make it from about 18 feet. And now full court pressure, a foul on Brooke Brown. That'll be her third.
And the second half, Justin, starts as the first did with these hand check fouls. Brooke Brown picking up her third this early in the second half could come into play late in this game.
And now Brooke Brown's going to have to be careful to not pick up a fourth. A trap in the corner. Now they'll go to Pole. Trapped again. They get it to the middle of the floor to Trabing. Left side to Ballo. Ballo bring it up and look to Trabing again. Trabing on the drive, right by Brown. Missed it. Rebound to Pole. Pole control underneath. And we're going to get a hold underneath.
And there's another offensive rebound by Pold that remains to be seen, but could lead to another basket here, another second chance basket by Prior Lake.
And Brooke Brown will come out of the game with 3 fouls. You see a little bit of hesitation in Brooke Brown's defense there in terms of having 3 fouls. She knew she couldn't get right up on Trabing.
There's another offensive rebound by Pold, Justin, and she got just smoked in the back with a no call.
A little bit of contact, and our senior ref down there lets that one go.
I prefer to use the word smoked, not a little bit of contact.
Chaska back to the left-hand side, looking to enter it to Brown. Brown's looking for Tisch. Staying low is Tisch, calling for the basketball. Now they get it to Dangler. A little high-low action. They'll go to Dangler again. And a hand check. Ball will be placed underneath. And this will be interesting to see who this foul is going to go on for Prior Lake. It will go on Erica Trabing.
And Erica Trabing is looking around like, what am I supposed to do out here? She's got 4 fouls. Prior Lake's going to call a timeout, and Erica Trabing is wondering how can she play her game if they're not going to let her operate that way.
And that's 4 fouls on Erica Trabing. That's going to change the complexion of this basketball game, Nick. At 14:47 to play, Erica Trabing with 4 fouls, that's really going to change things for Prior Lake. And you got to wonder if Chaska maybe takes advantage of that. Of course, Brooke Brown with 3, but the foul trouble hampering the 2 teams.
It will, partner, definitely take a toll in this game. We talked about it in the beginning. Prior Lake's at their best when Erica Trabing is touching the ball. Now, that's not necessarily scoring the basketball, but that's making things happen off the dribble, finding open kids, and, you know, making that little inside jump shot. And it's going to be interesting to see how they operate, how they're able to go without her in the basketball game. I assume Chaska's going to turn up the pressure here. What do you think?
Well, I think that's a logical thing. And Prior Lake, of course, the big three, as we call them, with Emmy Eschrich and Erica Travain and Megan Pold, all very solid. Now you lose maybe the leader to that ring. How do you respond? Into the game, up and under is Dangler, no basket, guarded by Alyssa Eschrich. Back the other way is Pold. Pold will shoot from the elbow. The shot appears to be blocked. And here comes Chaska back the other way. We'll see if we get a zone look. Nope, they'll stay man. Driving in is Chaska on the baseline, a little bunny. That'll go, and it's 35 to 30. Up the left sideline, they will keep with the pressure. Emmy Eschrich bring it to the middle. She's handling the point guard duties now. A 2-foot on the line for Eschrich. No good. Good box out by Dangler. She'll push to VanHaaften. And a speedy guard up the right side for Bournemouth. And you see Chaska's depth, Nick, now start to maybe take its toll on Prior Lake.
That is true. They come in with number 5, Skisic here with Brooke Brown, and she goes in for a nice backdoor cut on a layup. They just keep coming with fresh kids, and it looks like we're going to see the first action of the day here, Justin, by Molly Simpkins. She's a freshman that started out playing all 10th grade ball, and she's worked her way up to getting some varsity minutes.
And we talk about how deep Chaska goes, and it seems like they're trying to take advantage of that now. Dangler with a nice face-up move. Kick out from the baseline. The shot is missed. It'll go to go to Eschrich. Eschrich up the left side. She'll find sister Alyssa Eschrich. Rebound tap the side. It'll go to Chaska. Back the other way. They'll look to push. VanHaaften pull up from the three-point circle. Guarded by Simpkins. Simpkins all over it. They'll swing to Brown. Now to the right circle. Back to Bournemouth. Chaska looking to create something with a little high screen now. Good dribble is VanHaaften. Back to Taylor Brown now. Over to Sam Borman. Sam Borman, a three-point look from right in front of us. That'll miss, but Borman battles for the offensive rebound.
That's something that's hard to teach, Justin, is for those kids, when they shoot a three, to know it's off and look for that rebound. They actually have the best opportunity to get that offensive rebound because they can see where it's going, and she's always done a great job at doing that.
And how about Simpkins, the freshman for Prior Lake, getting in a passing lane and getting a tip? This is the kid that we're here, and we're going to see a lot more of this kid for Prior Lake. As only a freshman, she continues to progress. She's an absolute animal on defense.
She is, and we didn't see her in the first half because she actually plays 2 halves of JV, so only 1 half left of eligibility, and they want to use her in the second half. It's a good thing they did with Trabing having 4 fouls here.
VanHaaften killed the dribble on the left side. Go to Taylor, underneath to Dangler. Back to Bourman. Bourman from the short corner from 12. No good. Rebound will go to Prior Lake. Here's Simpkins. Simpkins pushing the other way. Looks for Eschrich. Eschrich tries to save it, and it's out of bounds.
Now that's one of those freshman mistakes. You can't really blame her. She's trying to do the right thing. She's trying to get out and push the basketball, use her athleticism. You know, that's something that it's hard to adjust to the speed of the varsity basketball game.
And like you say, Nick, a freshman trying to make a play, you can't blame the kid trying to come in and make a play for coach who's given her the opportunity to play as a freshman. Taylor Brown will get inside position on Eschrich and bring it up. Now Prior Lake will get back defensively, and they'll still stay in a man. To the left side. Our view's blocked a little bit here. Now VanHaaften to Bourman. Bourman top of the right side. Now to Brown. To the corner. Back to Bourman. Bourman dribbles in. Here we go. Missed shot. Excuse me, a made shot. I'm sorry, I've got people in front of me here. The make to Chaska. Couldn't see who made it. But back the other way comes Prior Lake. Prior Lake with some numbers. Eschrich in the lane. Count the basket.
And the 2 freshmen playing a little game together there. We got Simpkins going to Eschrich for the big and one.
Well, you know, a great job of moving the basketball by Chaska on offense. Then they get into their press, and Prior Lake an equally great job of coming back the other way, Nick. and creating some offense. It ends up going to the freshman Alyssa Eschrich, who catches on the block, scores it, and get fouled. And Alyssa Eschrich, the freshman, will be playing on the Minnesota Fury 14U team this upcoming spring and summer.
As will Simpkins.
The two Prior Lake kids. Back the other way, Brooke Brown. She'll come back to the top. They'll get it to VanHaaften. They swing the ball. Excellent ball movement by Chaska. Excellent ball movement by Chaska. Back to VanHaaften. VanHaaften, nice move. Crossover. And now throw it up. The ball's tipped aside. VanHaaften will control it.
VanHaaften, Justin, seems to be just a magnet to that basketball here. Getting offensive rebounds. When they get a tip, she's the one coming up with the basketball.
And we like Tiff's game, Nick. We both coached her the last 2 summers and for the Minnesota Fury AAU program. Last 3 summers, actually. And she's done a nice job. A deep 3 for Chaska. And that'll go. Was that Brooke Brown for 3?
That was, and that's one of those ones that as a coach you're going, no, 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 yes.
That was a deep 3. And here's Eschrich back the other way. Eschrich will control the offensive rebound and kicks it off glass. 10:50 to go. Eschrich pokes it away from Brown. And now sister Eschrich, that's Alyssa Eschrich. That'll be a 4th foul for her. And now 2 key kids for Prior Lake with 4 fouls. Erica Trabing and Alyssa Eschrich. Speaking of Erica Trabing, here she comes with 4 fouls.
And Justin, as a coach yourself, what do you think about this move? Would you be putting her back in right now?
Boy, oh boy. 10:45 to go, and you play perhaps your most important player with 4 fouls. One of your 3 best players. She comes back in with 4 fouls.
And in a game against a section opponent, this game has big section seeding implications.
Off of the loose ball, we'll go to Tisch. She'll finish with the left hand, a nice left-handed finish. 42-34. Erica Trabing right off the bench. She'll fire up a 3 and miss it. Rebound control to Chaska. Back the other way quickly is Chaska. Brooke Brown, we'll see if she gets a heat check. Nope, she drives by Eschrich. The shot is missed. Rebound fought for, and it'll go to Eschrich. Eschrich, middle of the floor. Little secondary break from Prior Lake. Rose White, a 3, bang.
That's her 2nd one of the night, and that's one thing that we were told to watch out for, is that kid is dynamite behind the line if she's open.
42-37. Brown guarded by Eschrich. Now they'll go to Hoff, looking high for Tisch. She's caught underneath, and the ball stolen away by Pole. They look to Eschrich, middle of the floor to Trabing. Trabing brings it up. Nice pass to Simpkins. The layup is up and in. And you had to wonder there with Trabing leading the break. A timeout to Chaska.
And Trabing's usually one of those kids that likes to attack the rim, but you got to wonder if going through her head was, I have 4 fouls. I cannot pick up an offensive foul. She makes the defender come up to get her and makes the nice drop pass to the freshman.
And Prior Lake ran that like an old school John Wooden drill where they get the ball in the middle of the floor, kid breaking from the sideline, bounce pass, lay it off glass and in, and it's 42-39. We'll see how Chaska responds now to Prior Lake coming back and staying tough in this basketball game.
Yeah, it looked like it was getting out of hand there for a little bit. I think it was an 8-point lead for Chaska, Trabing with 4 fouls, Eschrich with 4 fouls, the little Eschrich that is, and it's an 8-point lead, and you know, Trabing comes back in and she sparks them.
And you talk about the mental toughness of a team to be able to stick with you. It's hard to put a team away. And that's what Chaska is trying to do right now. They're trying to put away Prior Lake, but that's a difficult thing to do. And, you know, 2 very good teams. Obviously a bit of a rivalry with the proximity of the two schools and the 2 towns. But, you know, we've got a good basketball game on our hands right now.
We do, and these 2 teams have both really been tested. Obviously, Chaska playing in the very tough Lake Conference. They're one of 4 teams ranked in the top 10 in Class 4A right now. And Prior Lake just playing a tremendously tough schedule. Robbinsdale, Armstrong, a tough game. Woodbury, a tough game. Richfield, a tough game. Centennial, a tough game. Those are top 10 teams in the state as well.
And you talk about Chaska being one of the top-ranked teams in the state. Where do you think they fit in with the who's who when you talk about Centennial and you talk about some of these teams? A 3-point look on the way from Hoff, and she buries it.
Well, that's an excellent question, Justin. I mean, they're a team that when you look at them player for player on the offensive end of things, you wonder how they stack up. But when these kids get together, they play such great team basketball, they play such great team defense that they are forced to be reckoned with.
Well, and now a 10-second call from Prior Lake as they amped up the pressure.
I think there was a little bit of confusion there. We had a couple tip balls, and you kind of forget, you know, I got the ball, I got 10 seconds, but really the 10-second count started long before Brooke Brown picked up the basketball.
And a round of applause for the freshman Simpkins, who came in and gave it all she had. Certainly breaking a sweat. They'll isolate Traven. Traven looking to take VanHaaften off of the bounce. Driving in the lane. They're going to stay on the floor. Foul on the floor against Chaska. And the senior man to our officiating staff, who seems to have taken charge, will report to the table. Inbounds play to Rose White. At the volleyball line, a 2-3 look from Chaska. They're staying active. No high post look from Prior Lake. Now they'll get it to a high post to Paul. A kick out to Rose White. The three is missed. Sam Bourne with a nice box out. Here comes Chaska. And here's VanHaaften, a three. That misses. Rebound tip to side Paul. They'll tip it to her good friend Estrich. And they'll bring it back up the other way. Traven middle of the floor. Little stutter step hesitation. Out to Rose White, and now they'll play catch with it to the top to Traven again. Traven driving in, leans in, left hand, off glass, a little too strong. Dangler brings it up, and they're going to get her for a travel. And the importance there, Nick, of getting it to a guard early.
Exactly. The last two opportunities for Chaska on defense, they've gotten stops for Prior Lake. They've gotten stops for Prior Lake on offense, but then they've turned the ball over twice in a row. You can't give them that many opportunities.
A 4-high look from Prior Lake. Estrich bringing it up. They'll enter to Pold, and you got to wonder if Pold got held a little bit there. And now Chaska back the other way. We'll throw it away on an outlet pass.
So again, for the third straight time, Chaska gets a big stop. Chaska turns the ball over. They're really letting Prior Lake hang around. We're looking at a game that should be a 10, 12-point game right now if they've converted those two opportunities.
And I think Chaska's really controlled the basketball game in terms of tempo, in terms of physicality, but they're going to have to find a way here to put Prior Lake away. 6-point game, high screen for Traven, enter to Estrich. She'll find her sister Emmy Estrich. Kick out to the right side, now back to the top, and they'll set things up with Traven. Traven looking to drive in on the right side, gets caught in the air, and now back to the elbow. Emmy Estrich off of a pump fake, pulls up from 8, misses the shot, rebounds attacked. It'll go to Dangler. Dangler outlets to Hoff. Hoff will get it to Brooke Brown. Brooke Brown across the timeline, harassed by Estrich. Now they go to VanHaaften. VanHaaften back to the top to Borman, 3-point circle. Enter on the block to Dangler. Dangler drop step, score it.
She's really, really playing better here in the second half, especially with Tisch on the bench. She's operating down low and really kind of doing whatever she wants to do down there.
I think a great move by Dangler to call for the ball on the block. A nice drop step, and she finishes. Estrich misses it. Rebound fought for is Tiffany VanHaaften, the guard amongst the big trees.
And there's your magnet to the basketball again.
VanHaaften top of the circle. Dead ball. Now they go to Hoff. Hoff to Brooke Brown. Brooke Brown triple threat position. Looking to do something for it. Left-handed dribble as she backs it out. Now they go to Dangler again. They'll enter to Dangler. Now they bring the double on Dangler. And the ball's tipped a couple of times before it is thrown out of bounds.
And Prior Lake really doing all they can to stop Dangler down there. Double team, triple team. But what worries me about Chaska is some of these perimeter kids have been knocking down those 3-point shots. You can't double with everybody.
Here's Traven top of the 3-point circle. Looking for a high screen. Dribbling in. Looking for Paul. Ball tipped aside. It'll go Chaska's way. And we see a man-to-man half-court press here from Prior Lake. The Brown sisters up top for Chaska to take care of it. No screen. Now they'll enter to Taylor Brown. Taylor Brown gets a screen in the backcourt. Harassed by Traven. Right-handed dribble. Now go to Sister Brooke. To the top. Continuing to move the basketball is Chaska. They look to get it to Tisch, and a kick on Trabing.
And once again, they're trying to enter to their post. Degler out, Tisch in. What do? They go to the post.
And we see this inbounds play quite a bit with a 4-low look from Chaska. They're going screen away. And now VanHaaften pops out of it. They throw it, but that's a live ball. I hear some of the Chaska fans moaning. That is a live ball. Now they'll go to Taylor Brown. Back to VanHaaften. Now Brooke Brown. Brooke Brown left-handed dribble. Kick out VanHaaften. VanHaaften a three. Bang! Tiffany VanHaaften a three.
Her third of the night, is that right?
Might be. Here's Estrich, a three coming back at you. Missed the shot. Rebound fought for underneath. And it'll be a jump ball. Guess who? Tiffany VanHaaften coming up with the jump ball.
She's been a pivotal player in this game so far for Chaska.
Tiffany VanHaaften has probably been the most important Chaska player in this game, I think, in terms of what they've done. Knocking down shots, going to the floor for loose balls, offensive glass, and here's a steal for VanHaaften.
And Justin, she does the little things. She does the little things. She's not, she's obviously made the threes, but she's not, you know, coming down, getting layups. She is doing the little things.
Brooke Brown back the other way. Thought she had an and one. They'll wipe it away with a travel. We get steps from Brooke Brown as she takes the extra step, which forces the contact. Wipe off the basket. No basket.
That's a big call.
50-39. Prior Lake trying to stay in it right now. Only 5 minutes to play. They're going to have to knock down a shot. Estrich to Rose White. 2-3 zone high for Chaska. Maybe going to trap out of it. We'll see. Nope. Now to Estrich. Estrich on the short corner. From 14 feet. Can't get the shooter's roll. It'll go to Pole. She powers up and misses it. But Estrich will finish. And an and one.
And what created that opportunity for the Lakers, Justin?
Weak side offensive rebounds.
By who?
By Megan Pold. And then friend Emmy Estrich getting on the boards. She gets fouled by Brown. That'll be her fourth. And the and one is made by the Lakers to convert it. They'll pull out Trabing here with 4 fouls.
A little offense for defense.
Offense for defense. 4:40 to go. They'll bring in Simpkins for Trabing.
Or defense for offense, I guess, in this case.
They're going to have to amp up the pressure now. Brooke Brown out of the game. We'll see what they do. Here's a little pressure on Taylor Brown. She'll find VanHaaften, guarded tightly by Estrich. 3-point circle. Now they go to Dengler. And here's Taylor Brown, a three from the top. Missed the shot. Rebound to Tisch. She'll find Dengler underneath. Shot blocked by Simpkins. And now VanHaaften at the left side. I saw the hand go up for the ref underneath, but the whistle didn't sound. And here's Chaska. They'll enter to Dengler in the paint. Now Tisch. Tisch from 10 feet. Missed it. Rebound to Estrich. And a foul on Tiffany VanHaaften trying to get after the basketball.
But God, Justin, is she playing hard? I mean, that's a foul you can't really fault a kid for. I mean, yeah, it's 80 feet from the basket, but it's a foul of playing hard, wanting that basketball, and doing what she's been doing best so far in this game.
50-42, 4:03 to go. And now, how about this? Chaska with an 8-point lead, but they're going to send Prior Lake to the free throw line. And Prior Lake just hanging around here, trying to make a play at the end. Great game from Chaska. And a big miss for Emmy Estrich on the free throw. Dengler the rebound and a foul. And Emmy Estrich, a 1-and-1, misses the first. And that's something you don't see. She's actually a very good free throw shooter.
She is, and those were two huge, well, potentially 2 huge free throws for Prior Lake.
And Emmy will be playing on my AAU team, the Minnesota Fury 16U team this year. I'm looking forward to working with her, a tremendous athlete. Back the other way is Chaska. And a made basket makes it 52-42. 10-point lead. Estrich to Pold. Pold just inside of the 3-point circle. And Chaska's pushed the lead to 10. Maybe they finally put this game away. 3:38 to go. Rose White, top of the 3-point wing. Dribbling in. Now they'll bring it back to the right side. A little handoff for Simpkins. Simpkins dead ball and a hand check. They'll call reaching in on Chaska.
And it looks like head coach Paul Larson really wanted Rose White to take that three-point shot here late in the game, telling her, you know, we don't have all day right now. It's do or die right now, and we want you shooting the three-pointer in this situation.
And a crucial miss by the freshman Simpkins on the front end of a 1-and-1, and now a foul. And Nick, we see back-to-back front ends of 1-and-1 miss on Prior Lake's end, and that was maybe the chance to really continue to close in on this lead. I mean, Ashridge misses the 1-and-1, and then Simpkins comes back, misses the front end, and the lead is back to 10.
And then they send Chaska to the free throw line here.
Now Taylor Brown will miss the front end of a 1-on-1. Ashridge will control it, finds Sister Emmy Ashridge. Three-point circle, left-handed dribble. Now Pole driving in, gets it tipped, finds Ashridge. Ashridge on a high-low, and she'll make it from 8 feet, a timeout, Prior Lake.
And Justin, with that timeout, with 3:09 remaining, let's send it to Mike, who has a special guest down on the sideline.
I'm here with Megan Pold of Prior Lake. Megan, you're averaging a double-double so far this season, and you're coming in today at 5-7, having to cancel a game because of cold weather. But despite that record, I hear Prior Lake is a little more intimidating than what they might appear on paper. So can you tell me, how is the team developing, and where do you think they are at this point?
Well, our team has some tough competition. We started with really hard teams to play, and we're like building better as a team, and we just keep getting better as it goes on. So,
can you elaborate a little more on that, how playing some tough non-conference opponents? I've seen your schedule, and you play a lot of top teams in the state. How does that help you prepare for games in the Minnesota Conference and later on down the road?
There's like the tougher competition makes us like better prepared for like the less hard competition. Like we've played with these teams, so we like know what they're capable of, and it's like nice seeing teams that we haven't seen the whole year, so we just can get better from that, like mentally prepared for it.
You're averaging a double-double, yet no one on Prior Lake has more than 13 points per game. So perhaps, what does that tell you about the team? Because there doesn't seem to be one big threat and then a bunch of supporting players. It seems like with Prior Lake, there's a lot of people that can contribute at any time.
We're really we play really well as a team, and we aren't selfish, so we like pass up. Well, if they go into me, I know if I'm not open, then I pass it out and then they'll make it. So we just work together, and that's why we all have high scores.
So what do you hope to learn tonight by playing Chaska, a team that's ranked 3rd in the state and leading the Lake Conference, one of the toughest conferences, if not the toughest in the state?
I think that we're going to come out and, be able to be ready for the rest of the conference, because this is a good team, and if we can beat them, I think we can play with pretty much anyone.
And what do you hope to establish for later on, for the second half of the season, as we shift away from the non-conference games to the conference portion of the season?
I hope that we can do really well and get 1st or 2nd, because New Prague's really our only competition, I think, for our conference. But I think we can beat them if we really focus on it.
Well, a couple teams have already beat New Prague, so I know it's certainly a possibility for your team as well. Thank you for talking to us, and good luck tonight against Chaska.
Thank you.
Megan Pold of Prior Lake.
Maybe one of those kids at the line. Instead, they foul the point guard. She makes the first, misses the second. Back the other way quickly is Prior Lake. Rose White gets the shooter's roll. And now they pick up again. Full court pressure. White guarding Brown. Brown on the look to Trapper. Gets it to Sister Taylor. Up the left side of VanHaaften, who alertly knows she has plenty of time. Now Taylor Brown. Traven's got to be careful not to pick up that 5th foul, Nick.
That is true. And Chaska really doing a great job of keeping the ball out of those post hands right now.
Oh my, oh my. And Prior Lake looking to trap the basketball. Prior Lake looking to trap the basketball, leaves Taylor Brown wide open. A heady move by the senior to go right to the basket. Traven attacks, and now they turn it over. VanHaaften with it, 55-46. A minute and a half to go. Chaska back the other way. Enter to Tisch. Tisch, and it's knocked away by Poole.
And coach over there trying to get his kids to foul, but there's some tired kids out there with the foul trouble that they have. Megan Pold and Emmy Estrich have played a lot of minutes tonight.
And you've got to wonder, Nick, if the depth of Chaska, the amount of kids that they've played, and they've rotated through the kids, is starting to wear Prior Lake down. And we're going to get a hold away from the basketball with 1:27 to play.
Which is probably exactly what Prior Lake wanted if they couldn't get a steal, was to send someone to the line without any time coming off that clock.
And we see offense for defense substitutions here from Coach Larson. Now we come back to Emmy Estrich and Erica Travain. And Dangler to the free throw. Check that Alyssa Estrich. My bad, Nick. Outlet here to Travain after a missed free throw. Travain looks to attack. Three-point shot on the way from White. That's short. Rebound to Dangler. Kicked and goes to the floor. And it's corralled by Brown. Brown's going to get trapped. And a foul called. The Prior Lake bench not happy with some of the festivities down there. Looking for a kick maybe. Looking for a travel maybe.
And Prior Lake definitely did not get a great shot in that opportunity, but they got the ball into the person's hand, so they wanted to take the shot in her spot where she's been making those shots.
An important, Nick, here for people to understand that, and kids watching to understand, that when you do have a 9-point deficit, the other team doesn't want to foul. You got to look to attack the basket and maybe get something easy. First one missed by Brown. Second one made by Brown. Here's Travain, a deep three. That'll miss. Rebound fought for. They got a Tisch. And this might do it. A foul on Alyssa Estrich. That'll be number 5 on her if they give it to her. They will. Oh, excuse me, they will not. They will give it to Rose White.
But that's her 5th.
And that will be her 5th. They'll come back to Simpkins, the freshman, at the 103 mark in a 10-point ball game. Brianna Tisch to the line. First one made. And you see the free throw style there for Brianna Tisch, high above her head, bending at the knees, and nothing but cash. Second one is good as well. And a 12-point lead, 58-46. Back the other way comes Prior Lake, and the ball tipped away. Now they'll come underneath with Estrich inbounding.
You'd think they'd be looking for a 3 look here for somebody.
Emmy Estrich gets it in, tipped by VanHaaften. VanHaaften wanted it to be Chaska ball as she pleads her case. The ball will stay on the baseline, but move over about 35 feet and come to the other side.
A tough angle to inbound the ball. You don't really have many plays from that angle.
But there's a good look for a 3-point shot for Travain. Rebound Simpkins. Simpkins lays it up and in and cuts the lead at 10 with 50 seconds left. Full timeout, Prior Lake. They refuse to give in here, Nick.
I'm here with Chaska co-captains Brianna Tisch and Tiffany VanHaaften. Now, Chaska's coming into tonight at 11-2, leading the Lake Conference, coming off a big win over Jefferson. So what does that indicate about where your team is at this point, especially without having Courtney Boylan to assist you, who was lost to graduation?
Well, we've started out really strong, and we've been playing really well together, working hard, and we couldn't have asked for a better beginning to our season.
Yeah, our theme is togetherness, and we're really working hard on that theme. And so far it's worked out well for us, so hopefully we'll just keep on winning.
Speaking of togetherness, I talked to your head coach, and she said one of the things she likes to instill on your team is a positive atmosphere with your roster. So how does that help the team out, even when you guys are on the losing side of the scoreboard?
Well, we're really good at picking each other up. When we make mistakes, we brush them off, and we keep playing hard. So
we just try and have fun. That's the main thing. So high fives and pointing at each other is what makes us better. So it's fun.
Well, I can think of 11 reasons you're having fun right now, but what are some things you're looking to improve on for the second half of the season as you continue to play teams in the Lake Conference, which is the toughest conference in the state, with Lakeville North, Eastview and Kennedy all in the running?
You know, taking care of the ball is always a big deal, and then we.
I would say mainly just keeping up our defensive side because, you know, we have a spread out scoring. So as long as a certain amount of us can keep having good games, and our defense is strong. So that's what we need to keep focusing on for the rest of the season.
Not to mention filling in each other's lines.
Yeah.
So now we're speaking of Courtney Boylan, and I know this is not live, so we won't be seeing this until later on. But tomorrow she is coming to play the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers. I understand you're all going to watch her play. So is there anything you want to tell her as she makes a Minnesota visit?
Good luck, and we've all been like keeping track of how she's been doing, and we couldn't be more proud of her. So
we're excited to watch her, and it's going to be fun. Good luck, Court.
And finally, with your team, what will be some things you look back on with this season that you can take with you after the season's over and as you move on to college?
I think this has been one of the most fun seasons we've had, and the bond that we all have together has been really special this year. So.
Yeah, not only are we bonding on the court, we're bonding off the court. So it's a lot of fun to be with these girls, and I like hanging out with them even outside basketball. So ready for college, though. Just kidding, Bree.
Well, it looks like you two are having fun, and just watch out for all the Golden Gophers fans tomorrow. I know they like to pack Williams Arena for their home team, but good luck tonight, and thank you for speaking with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, Brianna Tisch and Tiffany VanHaaften of Chaska.
We'll get a foul on VanHaaften with 10 ticks to play.
How about the two freshmen down there working hard here on the offensive glass late in the game?
Well, it's been fun, Nick. What do you have in store for tomorrow? We're going to watch that Golden Gopher Northwestern men's basketball game from Evanston, Illinois, maybe?
And how about those Golden Gophers coming up with a big win?
Yeah, a huge win for the Golden Gophers at Wisconsin. I'm a U of M guy, you're a U of M guy. We don't like those Badgers. And how sweet it was for the Gophers to come back from down 12 in the second half, and Tubby Smith got them rolling. 2 free throws made by Ashridge, 62-52. 8 seconds to play. VanHaaften up the left side. And a jump ball here forced by Prior Lake, the freshman. Simpkins getting in there and forcing it. How about that? A play by the freshman. 2 seconds to go. 52-62. And now Travian will knock the ball out of bounds.
She doesn't want to give up.
With 1 second to play. Some smirks from the crowd, and that'll do it. 62-52, Nick. The Hawks get a big win. Thanks for having us.
The final score from Chaska, 62-52. The Chaska Hawks take it over the Prior Lake Lakers. And, you know, we talked about some of the keys before the game. What were some of the keys in retrospect that made Chaska successful?
Well, Justin, in that second half, they sure pounded the basketball down low. Degler ends up with, I think, 12 on the game, and Tisch with 13. They were the key to the game in that second half. When they needed a big basket, they went to one of those two.
And it seems like Chaska sped up the tempo and the pace of the basketball game with a little diamond press and trapping and getting after it. And Prior Lake maybe didn't handle that press as well. And then also let's realize they got in foul trouble with the young Alyssa Ashridge, the freshman, and Erica Travian picking up 4.
Yeah, and like we talked about right away, one of the keys for Chaska was to take Erica Travian out of the game. Well, the officials kind of did that. And not to their detriment, they did a fine job, but with 4 fouls, she was hampered with that foul trouble. And I think that really proved to be one of the big keys to the game. Her not on the floor, Prior Lake was really out of their rhythm.
And as we saw, not a whole lot of flow, not a whole lot of pace to this basketball game in terms of getting into it. There was a lot of fouls. There was a lot of zone defenses. But still a tightly contested contest here from Chaska. And the game really wasn't down until the last couple minutes.
That is true. And you gotta give both teams a lot of credit for playing hard all the way down. Prior Lake's down scrapping for the ball, getting tips with 2 seconds left. That's high school basketball for you. Kids working hard and playing hard.
So that'll do it from Chaska. It was fun to bring this one to you. For Nick Storm and Justin Morris from the Minnesota Fury, thanks so much for having us and taking care of this basketball game. 62-52. Chaska takes it here from Chaska. Thanks so much.
This program was made possible in part by the continuing contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.